Alright, working on a little Briggs again today, and I guess to start off we'll put the piston and connecting rod back in. I was able to acquire a new old stock connecting rod here. It's neat the way they made the old boxes here. But anyway, looking at this, and you know, you look at a piston and a connecting rod and you think everything is symmetrical and you put it in any which way you want, but there is actually a right and a wrong way to put them in. And I don't think if you did put it in wrong, I don't think it would make a difference, but I've never tried it. So anyway, they got 4 pictures on one side and 3 on another, and you take a look at your connecting rod, and this one has 2 marks on the side here. And it's none of these, because you lay your piston down and it marks on the side. So it's none of them. We'll turn it over here, and it's not this one. It's not that one, because that's a completely different rod. And it's not that one, so it's this one here. See, it's got the 2 marks, and we got our 2 marks here. And it says right there, carb side, so that would... let me see here. Yeah, these marks go opposite the carb side, and the carb goes right here. So this connecting rod would go on this way right here. So also, the piston itself has a front and a back, and let's see if we can show you that there. Give you a little light, and I don't know how well you guys can see this, but there's an X right here. See, there's nothing on this side, but there's an X on this side, and that X tells you which way that piston's going to point. So I'm going to put you on a tripod, and we'll put this connecting rod in, and I might even tell you a funny little story. Alright, let's put our connected rod and piston together here. There's the wrist pin, so we'll just put a little bit of oil in this. Put a little oil in here. Not that you need that, right? A little oil in here. Alright, get our X on this side. All slippery now. Everything's slippery. Alright. That should slide right in there. Alright. Alright, I told you I was going to tell you a funny little story. Our buddy Mike stopped by the other day to drop something off, and while he was here, I asked him to check my coil, you know, put a meter on a coil, see if it's good. A little coil here. So he checked that, and I had a feeling it was good, because there's no reason it shouldn't be, you know, other than it's old. So that checked out good. And then while he was here, I asked him, I says, do you remember which side the X went on? You know, I had an idea, you know. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to check with him, since he's standing right in front of me. So I asked him, I said, yo, Mike, you remember what direction the X goes in on the engines? And he says, yeah. He goes, you point that towards the front. I said, the front? I said, how the hell does that work? He goes, well, you just put it in this way, you know, and he put it in like this. I said, here's the front of the engine, you know, I'm pointing to the front, which I've been calling the front for over 50 years. He goes, oh, that's not the front. I said, where's the front? He points over here to the flywheel. And he goes, yeah, that's the front. That's where the shroud goes on. That's where the emblem is, stuff like that. And I said, no. I says, this is the front, and these are the sides, and this is the back. The exhaust goes on the back and points out the back. And he goes, no. And we're bickering back and forth, and we're laughing at each other. Because we really never got in, as long as I've known him, we've never gotten in an argument or nothing like that. We've had different opinions, but never gotten in an argument. So after laughing and bickering and everything like that, we finally agreed to disagree. So I'm going to call this the front and the sides. I haven't said that. So that's why they call them side shafts, because these are the sides. So we're going to do that. He pointed exactly where I wanted, and I'm going to point it to where he says is the front. So it's going to go in that way. So let's turn this so it's down, and then oil everything up in here. It's funny, Mike, he knows more about engines than anyone I've ever met in my life, and that's why I didn't say he was wrong. You know, I just said, well, you call it that, or I'll call it something else. So, all right, I'm gonna have to disassemble this. So let me do that, and then we'll turn these back on. All right, we got the crank turned all the way down that way, so we got plenty of room. And we'll oil these rings up here. Okay, they're nice and juicy. Alright, I'm going to index these rings. You see the slits? We're going to put one slit there next to the wrist pin, and then turn the other one around here in line with the back, and then I guess we'll turn the top one around so it's facing the front. Let me get this situated here again. Alright, I was looking at the wrong side. Alright, I'm going to put that one at the side, the middle one towards the back, and top one towards the front. I put an arrow on there so I could see. Alright, I think we already lubricated that. We'll stick it in here. A lot of times you don't really need a ring compressor, not for these small engines. You can squeeze them and usually get it in. See, that's already down. And then you get the second one. Sometimes you might have to get a screwdriver and put it towards the side. You see it sticking out somewhere. You see it sticking out right here. Okay. It's also sticking out back here. Okay, now you just gotta put the top one in. Okay. There we go. I think it just went in. Yep. Alright, let's turn it upside down. Get our blocks out of the way. I'm going to put this here so I don't get too much oil on my diaper down there. Alright, now what I'm doing is, you guys can't see it because my hand's in the back here, but I'm pulling the connecting rod up. It's moving pretty good. And I'm going to oil, can you see it? Yeah. I'm going to oil the connecting rod here. And then, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I think you can. I'm just going to oil the bottom of the connecting rod there. And we're going to pull it up. And it's going to sit right into the crank there. Alright. Alright, let me wipe some of this oil off. Now I'm going to put the cap on. There's our little mark. Remember, the mark goes to the flywheel side. I'm going to call it flywheel side, not the front or the back or side, nothing, just flywheel. This here locks your nuts on so they don't come off. And then this here's your slinger, your oil slinger. And then you just put our bolts in there. There is a torque value for this, but I forgot what it was. So it's just going on as tight as I can put it. Without over tightening it. Okay, that feels good. You know what? Let me go get a wrench. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I made a faux pas here. That's what happens when you're not paying attention to what you're doing and you're worrying about cameras and angle shots and everything. I put the lock thing on first, and actually the slinger goes on and then this goes on top. That way you could actually bend the tab onto the flat of the nut or the bolt and hold it in place. So make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. Like I said, I think there is a torque spec for this, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, and I don't feel like looking it up or getting a torque wrench out. And it's just an old engine, and we just want it to work, that's all. So you guys that want to get critical with it and torque everything to spec, have at it. Okay, I'm going to lay this engine on its side so I can crank up on that a little more. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm happy with the way that is. Now, let's try and bring one of these ears up. Just bend it up against one of the flats. Okay. That one ain't going anywhere. Let's turn you around here so I can see a little better. What I need is a longer screwdriver so I can bend that up. You get another screwdriver to bend that up. Alright, I was able to bend that up a little bit. You just have to send it home. Alright, it just keeps your bolts from loosening up. Alright, let me look it over and we'll see where we go from here. Alright, what do you say we put the base on? I made us a new gasket here. You know what? Give it a little drink, right? We got it open. Oil up the gears, oil up the lube, oil. Okay. Got plenty of juice in there, right? Alright, let's put this guy on. There we go. Alright, let's flip her over. Get that out of the way. Alright, you guys still in view? Alright. Get our bolts together here. I think the long one, we got a long one here, and that gets us flat piece. I guess the round part goes up top. It's got a little gasket that goes on like that, and there's the other bolt here. And you know what? I should, while I'm thinking about it, this pipe plug in. This is the drain plug. Alright. Don't let me forget to tighten that. And here's the oil fill. It's got a little gasket on it. There we go. I'm going to get in your way, but somebody's got to get in the way, right? There we go. Alright. Now, I would say this is the short bolt. I don't think my the hole in my gasket's big enough there. So let me look that over and then I'll turn you back on. Alright, that wasn't bad. I just had to apply some pressure and put that bolt in. You know, because the gasket, a little bit of gasket was touching it, but nothing bad. This is the one that you have to tighten with the open end. Somebody brought up that can't you put a wobble socket on a universal, and you can just barely get this socket on. I mean, that socket fits on there. Matter of fact, you got to put it on when one of the points ain't there, ain't touching it. But it's just so tight. There you go. You can't get the socket on there, and a wobble socket would work, and a universal probably would work, and you'd probably scratch the paint up doing it, but it would work. I never thought of that, but it would take me longer to find the wrench and stuff and the wobble socket than it would to just put this on with an open end. So I'll tighten that down when you guys aren't watching. And then let's put this other side in here. That should just go right in there. This one's no problem. You can get a socket on it. Actually, I can't with the extension because it's hitting the bolt up there. But we'll get it. Here you go. No worries, mate. Just don't have to be that tight. Just squeeze that gasket a little bit. And then we tighten up the back end here and we'll be good to go. Alright, been a few days now, so let's put the coil in and the points and everything else. Remember, this was just put on there real easy so I could spin the crankshaft, so this should come right off. Alright. I guess I'll put this on first. This goes down through this little hole. There we go. And in like that. Well, you know what? Let me put one side on here. The governor goes on there. That's why I'm just putting these two on this side here. Right here. Alright, I was able to straighten the governor and clean it up a little bit. Let me turn you around so I can see you. Here we go. So, we got the governor working nice and loose. And that would go on here. Okay. I'm not going to put this coil on too tight because we got to adjust it when the mag goes back on. And I might have to take this little piece off here. Oh, look at that. Okay, there you go. I might have to take this little piece off here when I figure out what kind of linkage goes on here. Or else I might just tie it off, because you really don't need a governor. It's not going to be on machine or anything. Okay, now I'm going to adjust this all the way up to keep it out of our way. Alright. Yeah, so it's just finger tight now. Just keep it out of our way. Alright. Now, I guess we'll put the points on. I cleaned these up, so they're nice and clean. They're in pretty good shape. Got a little titty here, and there's a hole in your points here, and that's where this thing pivots. Some of these points I've seen, they have like cardboard gaskets and stuff like that, and some I haven't, so this didn't have it, so we're going to put it back. Just the way it came off. Okay, oh, you know what? I forgot the plunger. No worries. This comes right off. There we go. You believe we'll have to take that screw out because it's in the way? So we're going to put this back. Oh, Road King, what'd you do? What'd you do, Road King? Okay. Let's fix this. It doesn't look like it's in right. Come on, he's fighting me. He's fighting me. Here we go. Alright, where were we? Here we go. You put the plunger in first. That's what lifts your points. You put this back on a little titty. Let's get this so we're back in track here. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, that'll be okay for now. Now, got the condenser. You know what? Let's check this condenser before we put it on. I'll go away. I'll be right back. Alright, got our capacitor checker here, and I always have a link in the description for this machine. This I've had this for years. It works great. So now we're going to put it on. 0.20 microfarads there, and this thing should read 0.22. As a matter of fact, it's got something written on the back here. I don't know if you can see it. It's even got a part number. Let me turn it around. Hit the off button. Sorry about that. Alright, let's see. I might not be able to do this. Oh, yeah. Looks like it says 0.2. MF, that's microfarad, MFD, 2.2 microfarads, so that's in 200 volts. Alright, so we put it on 20. Let me turn it around again. Sorry about that. And let's see what it is. You guys in in frame there. There you go, can you see that? What we do is ground it out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Butterfingers. Just ground it out and put this on the positive side there, and 0.27. That would work, but like I say, it's supposed to be 0.22, and I think there's a plus or minus 10%, and they're still good. So like I say, it would probably work, but we'll see if we can find another one. Alright, I'll go away. Alright. Yeah, when you replace these, they don't have to be the exact one for this. You know, like this here. This is a Briggs, and it has two little titties here. It's designed to go on there, and you know, if you can't find an original, or you happen to have one that's not, like right here, this is a universal one, and it looks a lot smaller. Let's see if I got one. Here's one that's open, and that'll work just as good. You know, you can just put your screw in there. Just goes this way. No. Whatever way you can make it fit. You have to bend this, you have to bend that in there and screw it in there, and just make it fit. It actually fit better because it's half the size. Let's see what this one is, just for fun. Got our meter here, right? Whew, scared me there for some reason, didn't work. Alright, here you go. It's 0.22, 23, 0.22, 22. That's what you want. Alright, there's a brand new one. But I think I have a Briggs one. I have a couple of them. Let's see. On one side. At 0.24, that would work. Let's see if we can do any better. There you go, 0.22. We got a winner. So it's going to go right in there. There's a different. I took the old one and threw it in the box. I would have used it on another engine. Alright, they got different ends on them, but they're pretty much the same. This will slide right up in there. Alright, let me get rid of all this garbage, and then we'll put that on. Alright, let's put that capacitor in there. Condenser. We call them condensers on the old engines. On radios they call them capacitors, but they're the same thing. Right. It's tough working on this tiny stuff with big fingers. But we can do it. We'll do it. A little magnet screwdriver helps a lot. Alright. Alright, now this here, where them wires go. That's where that screwdriver comes in handy. Got my little washer out of it I dropped. Alright, it's got this little flat plate there that goes, and can't put that on because it's copper or brass. So, stick it right in there. What that does is you can slip the wires in behind it. Alright, get a pair of needle nose. Still here. Alright, this guy. Like I say, this little thing will lift up. And you slip your wire right under there. Alright, that one's on that side. Let's take this one and Stick it on the other side. And that will hold everything in place. Okay. Alright, we're good there. We're good there. Okay. Let me get the feeler gauge and we'll set them points. Alright, we zoomed you in here so you can see. Got the feeler gauge here. Like I say, I don't know if you can see that because of all the reflections, but it's 20 thousandths and that's what they should be. I adjusted them and they're good, but I'll show you how I did that. What you do is you loosen up the plate here, and you gotta have the plunger all the way up. You know, the crankshaft is round and has one little section that's flat, and that's what closes these points. So with the plunger up right now, and loosen this up a little bit. You don't want to loosen it too much, just enough to get some movement, and then you get your measurement here. Alright, that feels good. And then you tighten it up. Sometimes when you tighten it, it moves, so you gotta recheck it. And I think mine moved. Yeah, that's a little loose. So you compensate for that. You know it's gonna move. So that looks good there. Alright, see, even that's a little tight. Alright, so there's nice, not tight fit, but you know, it goes in. So we're good with that. So then you crank it down on it. Not too much. Alright. Alright, we're good with that. Alright, you know what we can do? Let me go right on the other side here. We can put our wire back in. Oh, you know what? Let me zoom you back out. Sorry about that. We guys that the other way. Alright. How's that? I might as well stick this back on. If I remember, this went into the top hole. This was broken off before, remember? So I cut it off and cleaned up the original fitting on there. It's funny, this isn't soldered on either. It's got two spikes that go in there, and it touches the wire, and then you just crimp it down there, and that ain't going anywhere. So, all right, just stick this in here like that. Bring it around. That'll go on top of the spark plug. And then, like I said before, this piece here doesn't get soldered in. It just gets wrapped around this piece here, crimped in place. There we go. So if you ever have any trouble with your spark, always check, make sure that's crimped on there. Okay. All right. So I think we're done in here. Let's put the cover on. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you guys the points working, did I? Always make sure they're working. I put that nut on there just so I could do that. I keep your eye on the points there. Oh, there you go. I was probably in your way. They went down. Yep. Let me go here so I'm not in your way. I know I'm going backwards, but it's okay. As long as they're working. Alright, let's let me zoom you back out here. Put our cover on. Alright, that's good. Take our nut off here, right? We don't need that now. Alright, let me see where we're going to go from here. Alright, let's put the flywheel on. I was taking it, I was putting it on. That nut. Oh, I just dropped my nut. Hold on. Alright, we're back. We got it. Yeah, that's a nut you don't want to lose. You know, that's a reverse thread. That's not something you're going to get at the Home Depot. So, I'm lucky. I got dozens of them around, but the average guy's not going to have that sitting around. Alright, we're going to put the flywheel on, right? Alright. I got the keyway lined up here. You know what? I was looking at this. This is the key that was in it, and it's almost looks like a homemade one. You know, it's steel, and it's really not square or rectangular or whatever it's supposed to be. So we're going to give it a new one. See if we can find one loose here. Here we go. Go brand new aluminum one. It goes right in. There we go. Got our concave. You want the concave going towards the inside there. Spring washer. Now we'll put this on. There's a front and back to this too. One side's real flat, and the other side is, you know, rounded off and dressed up a little bit. So. Got a box wrench here. I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, it'll work. Alright. Yeah, you don't have to get crazy with these, but there we go. You know what? I'm going to tip this back down again. And it'll work. Still in frame. Alright, we'll adjust that gap. You know, I see a lot of people, they adjust these gaps with credit cards, not credit cards, but business cards and stuff like that, and matchbooks covers. And you know, if you're going to adjust something to spec, you know, why not just get the thing that belongs and it's supposed to be, right? Here's one. This was my dad's, so this thing's probably over 70 years old, probably as old as the engine here. But you can still get them online. Here's one for Tecumseh. It's 7 thousandths. This one's 10 thousandths. This one's 7 thousandths. This one's 30 thousandths. You know, and like I said, they're only 50 cents. And, you know, like I say, if you're going to adjust something to spec, might as well adjust it to spec the right way. I mean, it'll work. You don't even need a credit card. You know, you can adjust that, and as long as that ain't touching, it's going to run. You know, it's like a spark plug. You know, you can adjust a spark plug, and it's gonna run regardless. But everybody adjusts their spark plug gaps. So, all right, enough of that. Enough whining. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right, see that? You're gonna turn this around the way your magnets are. Can you see the magnets? You might be able to. You might not. You got magnets right here. So you line them up. And then you put your gauge in there. This one's so old it conforms to the shape of the flywheel. And then you loosen up all your screws here, and it should snap itself right into place. And if it don't, you just help it a little bit. There you go. So right now that's everything is touching. You tighten it up, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's Briggs 10 thousandths gap. Like I say, it'll work with anything, but if we're going to do something right, if you're going to do something, might as well do it right. That's what I always say. Don't get too crazy with these because they're very thin. And then you just spin that bitch out. Like that. Alright, and look. The way it's supposed to be. Alright. I might as well put the head on. Alright, we're here. Alright, let me go get the head. I'll be right back. Alright. Let's put the head on. And here's the gasket. The gasket looks to be in good shape. And it could probably be used again, but I think this engine is worthy of a new one, right? Since we have them. Let's see what we got here. 6 bolts. Alright, and you got 4 one size and then 2 more of a different size. It's because we had that bracket on here for whatever it went to on, if this was a lawnmower or whatever it was an attachment. So we got 2 longer ones. You got to make sure you put them in the right spot, you know, because like if you put it here, it's going to hit the second fin and possibly break it. Same with here, but like right here, we can put that there because that goes all the way down to the bottom. Same with over here. There's a thing. So the 2 big ones will go in these back quadrants here. All right. Oh yeah, you know what? We got. We only have 4. These are thick washers. They're thin wall, not thin wall, but you know, they're not wide. They're made specifically for these heads, and we only got 4 of them. And believe you me, they're tough to get. And when you get them, I think they want like $2.50 a piece for them. So we're gonna give it 2 brand new ones. Put one of the big guys, right? Alright, so I don't forget, I'm going to put these big ones in the back right now. For some reason that's tight. That's not good. It's going in. It's going in by hand. Oh, I see why it was tight. When I cleaned it, I probably didn't clean the front here. You know, I don't clean the top because I was going to paint them. My bad. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go run them through the wire wheel right now. Alright, we're back. I thought I cleaned these bolts, but I just cleaned the top half because we're in a crunch for time, and I wanted to paint the top there. So there we go. Much better. Much better. Put a small one in there. Or did I not? Yeah. Yeah, put a small one in there, and I want to put a big one in there. My bad. Put the another big one in there. Alright. Alright, I'm going to tighten this down. Check out my new wrench. Where you at? My buddy Mike gave this to me for Christmas. It's a flex head. I seen him using this on my Ford. He had one. And I said, man, what is that? I never seen one of them. Well, actually, I've seen them, but I never felt one or touched one. And he was sticking on a bolt, stuck it on like there, and just zipped around and spun that bitch right in there. And I said, I gotta get me one of them, but I never did. He got it for me for Christmas. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna put all these screws in, and then we'll turn these back on. Right? No sense in you watching me do that. Alright, get that all cranked down, and I guess we could put a plug in there now. Here's the plug that came out of there, and where you guys at? This isn't one that would be original to it. It's too big, too tall. These early ones had little short plugs in there. So, I'll tell you what I got here. I got an NGK. I'm not very happy with the Champion, the newer Champions, because I've had too many of them fail right out of the box. So I got a bunch of these NGKs. I've always had good luck with NGK, and then I rethreaded the top here to put one of these brass things on here and make them look original. So this is an NGK plug, and we already gapped it, so some guys may frown upon that, but we're into making the thing run right. You know, we don't particularly care what the plug is in there, as long as we get one that works. And this one's worthy of a new plug, right? Alright. I thought that wasn't going to reach. It didn't. It got stuck on here, and it didn't feel like it was going to reach. Oh, Road King, you kill me. Alright. Sit that right there. Put our little thumb screw on, and we're good to go. Alright, I don't know how long this video is, but we're going to call it good for now. I think next video we'll put the shroud on, and we got to put a sticker on the shroud, so that should be interesting. And then we'll put the Kickstarter on, the carburetor and the gas tank, and the exhaust. And did I say kickstart? The lever, the hand lever. So just remember to fill it with oil. Alright, so what do you guys say? It's too cold out there to finish this up and start it anyway, so we got another half-hour video in us. And like I say, I don't know if I'm going to hook this governor up or not. We'll think about it. Alright, what do you guys say? Enough? We'll see you in the next one.